Good morning, students. I am back again with Chapter 1 Environment Part 3 for Class 7th. Okay? So, are you all ready for Part 3? This is the last part of our chapter. Okay? So, now let's quickly move to the contents. Now moving to the contents, our today's topics contents are domains of the earth. Now two domains of the earth are still pending. One is hydrosphere, other is biosphere. In part 2, we had discussed about lithosphere and atmosphere. Now two more domains, hydrosphere and biosphere, we will discuss in part 3, that is today. Next is ecosystem. What is ecosystem? Types of ecosystem, we will discuss in this. Human environment. How has the humans affected the environment? What changes have they brought in the environment? We will discuss in this part. Then about the barter system. What is barter system? And lastly, we would see how to save the environment. How to save the environment. So, let's move to the first topic of ours today, that is hydrosphere. Now the hydrosphere. By the word hydro. Hydro means, I had told you, have you written? Hydro means water. So now in this domain, we will discuss about the water bodies. The earth is called the blue planet. You know why? Why is the earth called the blue planet? You have learnt in class 6 about it. Because the 3/4 portion of the earth is covered with water. So that's why earth is called the blue planet. More than 71%. If you count it in percent, then more than 71% of the earth is covered with water and 29% of it is covered with land. From which hydrosphere consists of all the water bodies that is on the earth, or you can say all the water forms. More than 97% of earth water is found in the ocean. More than 97% of water is found in the ocean, and the ocean water is salty, so it cannot be used by the humans. You cannot use the ocean or the sea water for any purpose at your house. You can neither cook in it, you can neither bath in it, you can neither wash your clothes in it. So the 90% of the water that is found in the ocean is salty water, and it is not used by the human. Hydrosphere consists of water in all forms, like running water in the ocean, rivers, lakes, ice in the glaciers, the ice mountains, underground water, the one which you get from the hand pump and all, and the water vapor which is there in the atmosphere. which is there in the atmosphere. I repeat again. Hydrosphere consists of all the water forms. Don't count hydrosphere only with rivers and lakes and ponds and oceans and seas. No. It is all the water form. All the water form means whether it is the solid form of water, that is the ice, whether it is the gaseous form of water, that is water vapor, or whether it is found in any of the lakes and rivers. Fine. Moving further. 97 of the earth water, as I have said, is found in the oceans and it is too salty. But what about the rest water? The rest of the water is in the form of ice sheets and the glaciers. And the underground water are very small percentage available as fresh waters for human beings. 97% I have told you it is salty water in the oceans and the seas, which cannot be used by the humans. Then we can easily understand only 3% of water is being left, from which only 1% water is the fresh water, which can be used by the humans. So save water. Don't use water where it is not being needed. While brushing the teeth, while washing the clothes, while washing your hands, don't keep the tap on. Off the tap when you don't need the water. Fill the bucket for bathing. When the bucket is empty, fill it again. So save water, my dears, because now you have known that there is 97% of water which is in the seas and the oceans, which cannot be used by the humans. Only the fresh water percentage is 1%. So start saving water. Next, I'll show you a picture of the hydrosphere. Just have a look on it. Here is the picture of hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is the total amount of water found on the earth. Total amount of water, whether it is a salty water, whether it is fresh water, whether it is underground water, whatever it is. All the forms of water comes under hydrosphere. Have you seen it? Look at the blue color. That's why the earth is called the blue planet. Next, we would discuss about the 5 oceans. Now, which are the 5 oceans? I had talked about the pronunciation. So, my students, dear students, please pay attention on the pronunciation of the name of oceans and continents. Now, the first ocean is the Pacific Ocean. The first ocean is the Pacific Ocean. Second ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Third, Indian Ocean. Fourth is the Southern Ocean, or you can say the Antarctic Ocean. And fifth is the Arctic Ocean. Okay? The 3 chief movements of ocean waters are. Now, discussing about the oceans. You should know that there are motions in the oceans. Now, the 3 chief movements of the ocean waters are the waves, the tides, and the ocean currents. You should know the waves that come in the water. in the oceans, seas. Okay? The three movements of the ocean water are waves, tides, and ocean currents. Oceans are the major part of hydrosphere and they all are interconnected. Oceans are the major part. Interconnected means all the oceans are connected with each other. And the five major oceans, Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean, Indian Ocean, Southern Ocean, or you can say Antarctic Ocean and Arctic Ocean. Now about the Pacific Ocean, it is almost circular in shape. The Pacific Ocean is a circular in shape. Asia, Australia, North and South America surround it. It surrounds the four continents: Asia, Australia, North America and South America. Now Atlantic Ocean, the first thing of Atlantic Ocean is it is S in shape. When you look in the map or the picture of Atlantic Ocean, you will easily come to know it is S in shape. It is the second largest ocean in the world. It is the second largest ocean in the world. It is S in shape, I told you. It is flanked by North and South America on the western side and Europe and Africa on the eastern side. Now talking about the Indian Ocean. It is the only ocean named after a country. Indian Ocean. By the name we can understand it is the ocean named after a country. And which country is that? Our India. The shape of this ocean, which ocean? Indian Ocean. The shape of Indian Ocean is almost triangular. It is triangle in shape. In the north it is bound by Asia, in the west by Africa and in the east by Australia. Then the Southern Ocean, or you can say the Antarctic Ocean. It surrounds the continent of Antarctica. Antarctica is in the South Pole and the, you can say, coldest continent. Now the last ocean is the Arctic Ocean. It is located within the Arctic Circle and surrounds the North Pole. The Bering Strait, a narrow stretch of shallow water, connects it with the Pacific Ocean. A narrow stretch connects Arctic Ocean with Pacific Ocean. So this was about the oceans. Now here we will next discuss about the fourth domain, that is the biosphere. Discussing about biosphere, let me tell you, it is also called the domain of life. Domain of life. Bio. What does the word bio mean? Bio means life. So, domain of life means the domain where life exists. The biosphere is the narrow zone to contact between land, water and air. Okay? It is a narrow zone of contact between what? Between the land, water and air. It is the zone where life exists and makes this planet unique. Now the question, why is Earth known as the unique planet? Earth is known as the unique planet because Earth is the only planet where life exists. So it can also be said that biosphere is the zone where life exists, and that is why it makes our planet Earth unique. Now the organisms in the biosphere are divided into two parts. One is the plant kingdom and other is the animal kingdom. Now the three domains, which are the three domains other than biosphere? The three domains of the earth are lithosphere, hydrosphere and atmosphere. They interact each other and affect each other in some way or the other. Some way or the other means how do they affect? Here if you ask the question, ma'am, how do they affect? They affect by, like hydrosphere. In hydrosphere we can count rain also. If there is no rain, then it can affect the atmosphere also, it can affect the lithosphere also. Okay, so that's why it is been said that the three domains of the earth affect each other in some or the other way. Now I'll show you a picture of the biosphere by which you can understand the two divisions of the biosphere. Here is the picture. The biosphere is the largest ecosystem because it is made up of Earth, planet, and all the living and non-living organisms inhabited. Means all the living things and non-living things live in this biosphere. You can see the biosphere is the life zone of the earth, where you can see the plant life also, where you can see the animal life also. And all the three other domains interact each other here. So, moving further, now our next topic is ecosystem. What is ecosystem? Ecosystem is that it is a community of group of living organisms that live in and interact with each other in a specific environment. Means the living organisms or the non-living organisms, they interact with each other. So that is the ecosystem of our environment, that is called ecosystem. Now this ecosystem is also of two types. The one is terrestrial and the other is aquatic. By the word terrestrial means land-based. The living organisms that live on land, And what are aquatic based? Aquatic means related with water. They are water based. So terrestrial ecosystem is land based and aquatic ecosystem is water based. Now the major types of ecosystem. What are the major types of ecosystem? They can be counted both, means the terrestrial also and the aquatic also. So in the terrestrial we can count as I have told you, they are land based. Then it can be forest, desert, grassland, tundra regions, everything. And if I say water based, then it can be fresh water, marine, and all the forms of water. Okay? So this is our ecosystem. I'll show you a picture of ecosystem. In that, by looking at the pictures, you will easily understand the types of ecosystem. Now this is the picture of ecosystem. Have a look. Terrestrial. Terrestrial means natural, that is forest, plants, grasslands, deserts, such kind of. That is land based, as we had talked about. Land based ecosystem, that is terrestrial ecosystem. Okay. Next is also natural, that is aquatic. The one which is given by God is natural. So aquatic ecosystem is also given by God. In that you can see the marines like oceans, seas and all, and the fresh waters in the form of lake, such as. There are also man-made ecosystem. Man-made ecosystem you can count as artificial. Artificial means aquariums. Now what are aquariums? Aquariums are aquarium is in one which you pet your fishes. In one which you pet your fish. If you keep the fish in your house, you have to use an aquarium. Crop field, that is only a land given, but we agriculture on that land and change it into crop field. So that is why that is man-made and artificial. So these are the types of ecosystem. Next, human environment, as we had talked about human environment. So we will discuss about human environment. Now what is human environment? The interaction between human beings and environment is a continuous process. Means God has given us the environment, or you can say God has given us the nature. But we humans have changed that nature or changed that environment as per our use. In early life means you can say in ancient times, the humans tried to adapt, A-D-A-P-T. Adapt means to keep yourself as per the environment, to live as per the environment. In the ancient time, people used to live as per the environment, and they never used to change the environment. They never used to bring the change in the environment, and so they lived a simple life. But after a gradual passage of time, or you can say with a gradual passage of time, they began to change the environment as per their needs, means as per they wanted. They started changing. The people started changing the environment as per their needs. They started developing new methods and technologies to change the environment, and that affected the environment a lot. So seeing at the environment of the ancient time and seeing at the environment of today, it is a big difference in that. Now the examples and of uses and changes that the human beings have made in the environment. What kind of changes have the human beings made in the environment? First, they have started growing crops which previously they did not used to. Previously they did not used to. Previously means you can say in ancient time. They started domesticating animals for their use, for dairy products, for meat, for all the things, and then leading a settled life. In the previous ancient time, you can say in the ancient time people were nomads type. Nomads type means they used to stay they used to roam from one place to another. They used to go from one place to another, travel from one place to another. But now they have started leading a settled life, and that is, these all things have affected the nature. So this is the human environment. The humans have started changing the environment, you can say that. Okay? More about, we can say that about the now more about, if I tell you the human environment, then you can say some of the significant changes which the humans have brought. Means you would say, na ma'am, what have the humans done? How did they affect the environment? Now you can count it in the way that some of the significant changes which helped to progress in human life, which were they? Invention of wheel. Because before invention of wheel, people were not able to travel from one place to another so easily. Right? After that, surplus production of food production. Means the production of food, they started growing crops, agriculture. But in ancient time, people used to go in search of food into the forest. But the growing of crop means when they started doing agriculture, that affected the environment. Then came the barter system, exchange of goods in which no money was related. Then came the trade and commerce. Means in ancient time, no such things were there, but as the humans started to change their life, it affected the environment, and it can be said that the humans tried to change the environment as per their needs. The big revolution came after the industrial revolution. Though it helped in the large production of goods, but the pollution from the industries and the factories affected the environment. The information technology has made long distance communication easier and faster. Right? And other thing, now if we move more further to know about the ecosystem, or you can say to know more about the human environment, the perfect balance of harmony is necessary. The perfect balance and harmony is necessary. Now between whom? The perfect balance is necessary between the environment and between the human beings. Why? Because both are related, you can say, or both are interacted with each other. People, or we can say the human beings, cannot live without the environment. If they keep on affecting the environment, they are going to, it is going to affect on their lives too. You all have seen the sudden changes in the environment. How does these sudden changes occur? These sudden changes occurs because of the effects that we give. So there should be a perfect balance and harmony between the environment and the human beings or human environment. This is the reason we prefer different foods in different seasons. In all the seasons, you never have the same food. Right? In hot season, you like cold foods, cold drinks, ice creams, and in cold season, you like hot drinks like coffee, tea, such kind of. Right? So here we have discussed about the human environment. Now moving to the barter system. Now, what is barter system? Barter system is first of all an old method of exchange. I had told you that the barter system is the system of method of exchanging goods in which no money transaction is related. Right? You in barter system, you can only exchange goods. This system has been used for centuries and long before the money was invented. When the money was invented, after that also some people were used of this old method, that is the barter system, exchange of goods. Exchange of goods means if one person has something like vegetables and he can exchange that vegetable with another person in the exchange of fruits if he needs them. People exchanged services and goods for other services and goods in return. Means what you give, you will get back that in return. Means if you're giving vegetable and you need fruits in form of that exchange, you'll get that. But no money transactions in the barter system. The value of bartering items can be negotiated with the another party. Means before exchanging the goods, you can sit and negotiate about the items which are going to be there in the bartering. Barter is a simple form of trade where goods or services are exchanged for a certain amount of other goods or services. But in this, no money is involved in transaction. Now, barter trade was common in societies. Everybody used to do that thing. Okay, when the money was not there, this barter system, or you can say the barter trade, was common in all the societies. But again, the same thing, where no monetary system means no relation of money existed. Okay, though there were lack of funds, means if the people did not have money, then the easiest system of exchanging goods were barter system. Okay. Now in our next, I'll tell you how can you save your environment. My dears, to save the environment is very, very, very necessary. Without environment, life is not possible. So here we will discuss about some 10 important points in which I'll tell you how can you save environment. Now, how to save environment? In the first, how could you save environment? Grow more trees. The first thing that would help you to save the environment is grow more trees. Trees not only help in purifying the air around us, but also benefits in million other ways. You don't only think that the trees only purifies the air around you and so it cleans the pollution, but there are many million other ways in which the trees help us. So the first thing to save the environment is to grow more trees. The million ways, other ways in which the trees help us, from one of is it controls the climate. Okay. Trees contribute in maintaining the air quality by emitting oxygen and thus reduces the greenhouse effect from the atmosphere. In the second, how can you save the environment? Secondly, you have to say no to the plastics. You have to say no to the plastics. Plastics are non-biodegradable substance that do not compose ever, that do not decompose ever. Plastic causes much land pollution and also prove fatal for animals when they swallow polythene bags or pouches. This chokes their respiratory system, and as a result the animals die out of suffocation. Now if you think that throwing the plastic will be more good if it cannot decompose, no. Also burning of plastic, you will think of burning it. If not burying, it cannot decompose, you cannot throw, then it is a better way to burn. But also burning of plastic causes production of highly poisonous and toxic gases, which is harmful for humans to inhale. So the best thing is we must not use the plastic that are available in the forms of bags, toys and other objects that we use in our these days. Then you would say, ma'am, what should we use? If we need the toys, how could we use it? There are wooden toys, there are clay toys which are not harmful and good for health also. They are not going to hurt you. So use such kind of things which is good for nature also and which is good for humans also. Next we will see, next you can save the environment. Use alternative sources of energy. Like coal and petroleum are the two important sources of energy used by the people in transport. We all know that. The gases emitted during the combustion of coal and petrol are responsible for increasing the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, which highly contributes in depleting the ozone layer and thus adds up in raising the temperature. We must turn to other forms of energy like solar energy, wind energy, geothermal energy. Use such kind of energy which does not cause pollution, but is not harmful for the environment also, which is not harmful for the humans also. For the fourth point, how are you going to save the environment? It is use public transport. Public transport means owning personal vehicle now is no more limited to need. Everybody has a personal vehicle, right? But for going to a little distance, going to a very little distance, do you think you need a vehicle? Is that going to help you? It is only going to create pollution, okay, and fuel, the burning of fuel, unnecessary. Because if something is nearby, you can go by walk. If it is on a walking distance, just go by walk. Either use a cycle or go by walk. These both exercises are good for your health. Now using public transport is also one type of saving environment. Modernization has brought considerable change in the lifestyle of people. As a result of this, people turn to more comfortable and lavish way of living. Lavish way of living means all the facilities that they need in their house. They need a car also, they need a bungalow also, they need all kind of lavishery things in their house. Okay? So, the gases coming out from the vehicles which we use, they create the pollution in the environment. So it is better to use public transportation which is for everyone, that can save fuel, or either if it is in a nearby place. Nearby place means where you can go walking. So save the fuel as much as you can. Right? The fifth, do not litter your surrounding. Litter your surrounding means don't make your surroundings dirty. Don't think that if you have anything in your hand while eating the chocolate or while eating the wafers and kurkures and everything, the wrappers which are there in your hand, you think you can throw it anywhere because it's not your house. But the environment is our house. This earth is our house. So it is our duty to keep the environment clean. Littering around is itself a bad habit. It's a very bad habit. Do you throw things in your house here and there after eating the chocolates, biscuits, wafers, everything, whatever wrappers are there behind? Do you throw it there, litter it there in your house? No, na? So same thing you have to do it with the environment. Throwing away wrappers, garbage and other waste around your surrounding adds up to the breeding of germs and bacteria which can cause to several disease. So if you want to save your nature, you should also have one good habit of not littering the things here and there. Waste you throw, it is necessary. I know garbage cannot be kept at home, but the waste you throw away also contains non-biodegradable items. You can convert these two things into, whenever you have to collect the garbage into two. In one you can put all the, you can say, wet garbage like vegetable peels and this and that everything, and in one you can keep the dry garbage, that is like paper, plastics and everything. So it can be easily be given to the garbage picker and good for the environment. Next, how can we save the environment is save natural resources. What are the natural resources? The reserves of non-renewable natural resources. First we will see the non-renewable natural resources, that is the coal and petroleum. They are limited and endangered, so they should be used very carefully. We have already exhausted these reserves by using them with carelessness. When you have something in too much quantity, you don't have the value of that. Right? But now the condition is that these natural resources are very limited. So you have to use it very carefully. Next is rainwater harvesting. Every year God gives us a plenty of rain, but we don't have the value of that rainwater. We can save this. Save means we can conserve this rainwater by rainwater harvesting and use this rainwater for the whole year. Although water is a renewable natural resource, we know about the water cycle, it is a renewable water resource, but then too we use it with carelessness. Careless use and wastage of water has started the problem of water crisis in several countries. Move to the several cities, I'll say. Country is a very far thing. Now move to some of the cities or some of the states where water is very less. People don't even have the water to use it properly. They get water once a day or 4 times a day, in which they have to save the water, they have to conserve the water and then use that water for 4 days. So start saving water and rainwater harvesting of rainwater. Okay, you can collect this rainwater in tanks and at a very primary level in our rooftops. How can this rainwater be harvested? You know that all the houses have the rooftops. Okay, you can use this rooftops for rainwater harvesting. Okay. Next is reduce pollution. How can you reduce pollution? Pollution, first thing, is the major reason of the degradation of environment. All kind of pollution, that is land pollution, air pollution, water pollution, are the mediums of ruining. Ruining means to spoiling the beautiful earth. So we should stop pollution, or we should reduce pollution as much as we can. Noise pollution, water pollution. Do not make the water dirty. Any of the water sources, that is the river, sea, lake, well, everything. Okay, use of refrigerator, air conditions, microwaves, factories, industries, water vehicles. This also contributes in causing air pollution. Save electricity. Okay, so reduce pollution in all the ways. It is making the earth unfit for us to live in. Now next is recycle. Our ninth point to save the environment. How can we save the environment is recycle. Recycle means recycle, reduce and reuse. So that is 3 R's. Reuse, recycle and reduce. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It can be told in this way. The process of waste disposals like incineration and landfilling cause tremendous amount of damage to the environment in the form of air and land pollution. By recycling, we can use the same object all over again in different forms, and as a result, the production of materials, plastic can be lowered down. Now, how can you recycle? Plastic can be recycled, okay? You can recycle and then reuse. Now, the one main question which comes in your mind, I know, that ma'am, how could I save the environment? But you can spread the awareness of saving the environment, my dears. You can talk this, whatever you have learned today about saving the environment with your friends, that how can we save the environment. You can have a talk with it, talking from 1 to 2, 2 to 4, 4 to hundreds. So this is how you can spread the awareness of saving the environment. How can we protect our environment? When it starts from 1, it reaches to more than 100. Okay, so I hope you all must have understood the 10 points of how are we going to save the environment, and we are going to do this from today itself. Okay, next see the picture of how are you going to save the environment. Here you are seeing the 10 steps to protect the environment. Saving of water. Only the saving of water of rainwater is not enough. You have to use the water which is there in your house also very carefully. Don't keep the tap on while brushing the teeth, while washing the clothes, while bathing. Use as less as water you can. Okay, grow more trees, no use of plastic, saving the fuels like petrol and coal and everything. Where you can go by walk, use walking. It is a good exercise for your health. Okay, when you save water, the water saves you back. When you refuse to reuse, it is the earth you abuse. Means reusing. If something can be reused, why unnecessary waste that thing? When you don't keep the value of the things given by the nature also does not give you the same value. Save the earth. Why? Because we have no other place to go. We have to live on this earth. So it is our duty to save the environment. Next is the exercise. I'll show you some exercise. Okay, just note down. In the exercise, our first question is, name the 4 domains of the earth. Which are the 4 domains? Domains of the earth. They are lithosphere, atmosphere, hydrosphere, and biosphere. These are the 4 domains. Next, name the continents and oceans. How many continents? 7. How many oceans? 5. Now the names of the oceans. When I had explained you must have written it. Right? The 7 oceans are Asia, Europe, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica and Australia. And the 5 oceans, Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, Arctic Ocean, Southern Ocean and Atlantic Ocean. Written the names of the 5 oceans and 7 continents. Moving further, what is lithosphere? You can say the solid crust or hard top layer of the earth. What is lithosphere? The solid crust or the hard top layer of the earth. Okay. Now the 5 layers of the atmosphere. The next question is, name the 5 layers of the atmosphere. Which are they? Troposphere, stratosphere, thermosphere, exosphere and mesosphere. I repeat again, all the 5 layers of atmosphere starting with troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere and the exosphere, that is the outer layer. Okay. Now moving to the next question. The atmosphere extends up to the height of how many kilometers? While explaining atmosphere, I had told you. The atmosphere extends up to the height of how many kilometers? It extends up to the height of 1600 kilometers. It extends up to the height of 1600 kilometers. Next question. Which is the largest continent? Which is the largest and which is the smallest continent? Which is the largest and which is the smallest continent? Next question. Name the longest river and the largest desert, hot desert. Name the longest river and name the largest desert. Name the largest hot desert. Written? Okay. So, till then, whatever we have learnt in part 1 and part 2, please study, learn by heart, take care of yourself, and till then, bye.